Hello guys, and welcome to another Honkai Star Rail video. So yeah, apparently I forgot this existed. Memory of Xianzhou Stage 6. I did do my first attempt when it first came out, but back then my teams weren't fully built and geared, and I didn't have Imbiber Lunane on my account. I believe it took something like 6 to 7 cycles for the first half, and that was the team with Zile in order to clear it. So by the time I finished it, I was like, there's absolutely no way I could get 3 or even 2 stars at that point with my second team. However, now that both my teams are optimally geared for this, I cleared it fairly easily with no issues. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay. Alright, so we start off the first half with Fushuan's technique, and then we initiate the fight with Serval's technique for the weakness break and the shock. And we just end up focusing that one fish to the left real quick here. Can't kill it quite yet, but we'll get it in the second rotation. And right now we're gonna wait for the second fish to wake up or recover. And now we use Serval's ultimate to weakness break it fully for extra damage. Doesn't quite kill it, unfortunately, but I think we end up killing it here shortly. There's Silver Wolf's ultimate to kill off the, well, not kill off, but trigger the revive on the Mara struck soldier. I think we kill it here with Serval's, Serval's Talon. Fushuan uses her skill to keep the Matrix up, followed by the ultimate to finish off that last fish. Here, unfortunately, I didn't want to, but I just used my ultimate to finish off the Mara struck soldier, so we didn't end up wasting an additional cycle clearing the first half. So for the second fight, or the second wave, we have the Ascended unit here. And the reason why I basic attack there with Zile is because I wanted to use the skill point here for the weakness implant. And if I had used the skill initially, I wouldn't have enough skill points for the quantum weakness implant onto the Ascended boss. We start focusing her down. Activate Serval's ultimate for weakness break to fish and some extra damage. Surprisingly enough, Serval actually does a fairly good job in the first half, even though she's not the most optimal team member for Zile, because honestly Zile doesn't really care about extra sub DPS characters on the team. She just wants more harmony supports or nihility debuffers. But Serval does do a good job clearing out the side trash mobs that way Zile, or at least getting them low enough, like right here, so that Zile can... Oh my god, Zile actually got unlucky there and did not clear that fish. I was thinking to myself, can I kill this fish mob with just her basic attack? Unfortunately, I think we probably missed a crit or something there, and Zile did not manage to finish off that fish with her basic attack. Wow, that was quite tragic right there. I probably could have finished the first half cycle in probably one less cycle had I cleared out that fish mob with Zile and gotten the resurgence buff. Oh well, RNG happens sometimes. Alright, this time we for sure clear out the fish with the basic attack here. Get the resurgence into the skill. 110k damage from just Zile's skill. It's not too bad. Granted, the Ascendant has like 2 or 3 different defense downs on him currently, so that will eventually add up. Alright, everyone's getting fairly low here, and the wind shears are starting to stack up, so we have to finish this fight fairly soon. Get the resurgence proc here into Zile's ultimate. How much does it hit for? 167k. Not bad at all. She's almost dead, and we should be able to finish her off before the end of this cycle. So I just go with Silver Wolf. I'm not sure why I didn't use her. Oh, I probably didn't have a skill point. That's probably why I didn't use my skill. And that is the first half. Now for the second half, we are going to start off with 2 Ting Yang techniques into a Bailu technique. And then we initiate the fight with Pala's technique, not Imbiber Lunane's, because I care more about the defense break than the extra substitute skill point, as since Imbiber Lunane is Eidolon 2, the extra skill point doesn't matter as much. since he gets 3 anyway from his ultimate here, as we will see very shortly. To the enhanced basic attack again, and pretty much everything is almost dead, except for the fish. Actually, it's funny, I don't think I managed to kill this fish before the end of the cycle. Quite unfortunate. Yeah, a little bit unfortunate here. I was debating on whether or not if I could kill it with my E. I don't think I could have, so it didn't really matter. I just used the basic attack to not waste the skill point. Yeah, unfortunately, everyone on my team other than Mbairune does potato damage. I guess Ting Young does a little bit of damage, but I don't have too much investment in her. So pretty much all my damage on this team is funneled into Mbairune. And since he's so slow, he pretty much has to one-tap everything within the cycle in order to clear it efficiently. But since there's so many mobs and you can only hit up to 3, sometimes it doesn't end up the way you want it to. Alright, we'll use Bailu's ultimate here just to make sure Pela doesn't die, or at least doesn't trigger Bailu's revive. And thanks to this special mechanic of Memory of Xianzhou, whenever you target an ally, whether or not that ability has a cleanse or not, if that ability targets the ally, it will cleanse whatever debuffs is on the ally. So that is a bit of relief against Kafka and her domination debuff. So as you saw there earlier, Bailu was able to cleanse that domination debuff. Here comes Kafka. Damage isn't too bad because we have the invigoration damage reduction from Bailu. Here it comes. We rip the ultimate on Pela for the defense shred. And it should be in Bailune's turn very soon here. Pela's almost dead. Oh, getting really close. She lives, however. Luckily, she lives. Here comes Mbairune into the ultimate. We also proc Ting Young's ultimate right after, so he gets the damage boost on his next enhanced basic attack level 3. There we go. And this should pretty much be almost... She's almost dead. 17% HP. And there goes Pela. Died to the shock, unfortunately. That is why we have Bailu for the extra emergency. Use the E to heal Ting Young, and we pop the ultimate just in case to prevent any surprise or burst damage. With the invigoration buff, pretty much no one's going to be dying here. Unfortunately, we didn't have quite enough skill points here for the enhanced level 3 basic attack, and we fall short, just 1 HP here. She's almost dead. I ripped the ultimate here, thinking that I could kill Kafka, but once again, like I said, nobody on my team does any damage. Not even Ting Young can finish her. And Bailu's definitely not going to finish her, so we're starting to panic here a bit. We got one more attack on Ting Young here, but she's the one that gets dominated, so I'm really panicking here. I'm praying that he hits my Bailu, and now we're going to finish off the fight with one less cycle. And there you go. That is the stage complete within 15 cycles. Alright, next I'm going to go over my characters and their gear, starting off with Fu Xuan. These are her stats. Her light cone, moment of victory. Traces. Her relics. And of course, she's at Eidolon 0. Alright, next is Bailu. These are her stats. Light cone, perfect timing. Traces, relics, Eidolons, of course she's at Eidolon 0 as well. Alright, moving on to Silver Wolf. These are her stats. Got her crit rate up to around 71%, so that's pretty good. And her hit rate to, well, she only needs around 97%, but a little bit overcapped, but that just means she has guaranteed implants for her skill. So not too bad overall. Light Cone is still before the tutorial mission starts. These are her traces, almost maxed out. These are her relics. I'll show you guys the upgrade I gave to her. And why I gave her that upgrade. This is her upgrade, the crit rate body piece for the Musketeer set. This was on my Imbibitor Lunane, but I did get a better piece for him, an upgrade, which I'll show you guys later. But this is pretty much a near perfect piece for Silverwolf. The only stat or substat it's missing is speed. But other than that, all these substats are quite amazing for Silverwolf. These are her boots. Quantum boost. Oh, actually, this is a new planar sphere that I'll eventually probably put on my Zile, but I don't have the second half for the two-piece set here on her link rope. So currently, I'm just putting it on my Silverwolf because it has speed, a decent amount of crit rate, and crit damage. And there's her link rope. Eidolons, she's at Eidolon 0. Alright, next is my Zile. These are her stats. Almost at the crit rate that I want her to be at, which is 70%. But it's pretty tough, especially when you have to roll all those crit rate substats. Light Cone cruising in the Stellar Sea. Traces pretty much maxed out, other than her basic attack. Maybe if I maxed out her basic attack, I would have killed that fish, even without the crit, but I'm not going to worry about that. Waste of resources, in my opinion. These are her relics. Probably want to swap out this piece eventually for maybe just a little bit more crit rate. I'm even willing to sacrifice some of the crit damage just for more consistent damage rather than some RNG burst damage overall. These are the rest of our pieces. All pretty solid. Not insane, but they are good enough as of now. Eidolons, of course, she's at Eidolon 0. Alright, next is the Dragon. These are his stats. He lost quite a bit of crit rate, but I gave him a huge boost in crit damage. You'll see later on why. As for his Light Cone, is on the Fall of an Aeon. Traces are completely maxed out. Very expensive to do, but I'd say worth it. Alright, and now for his relics. This is just a old Musketeer piece I had before. Same with the gloves. He had this before. He got a new chest piece, and it's a pretty good one too. It's the Wastelander Banditry set, with the crit damage as the main stat. All the substats are pretty solid. It just has effect hit rate, which he doesn't use. However, it completely missed it when it came to the rolls. It rolled mostly into attack and crit rate, which are the two substats he wants. And break effect is kind of bad on him because imaginary break effect's just more utility, more pushback, and more slows. But I mean, I guess it's okay. I probably prefer HP or defense as a substat here, just for more bulk overall, but you can't have everything. So this piece is pretty much going to be a permanent piece on Imbibitor Lunane. The only issue is I don't have a second piece for this set to complete the two-piece set as of now. I am currently working on that. Boots, this is just temporary boots, but it does have really good substats for Imbibitor Lunane. Crit rate, crit damage, and some flat attack, and some flat HP. Planar Sphere, I think this is actually different from what I had before. Before I was running the Keel set, because it had pretty decent substats, and I was able to activate the Keel 2-piece set for the extra crit damage. But recently I farmed out this piece, and it has attack and crit rate, the HP and effect resist or whatever, but it rolled mostly in the crit rate and attack, so I thought this piece is pretty decent. Unfortunately, there's no way I can get Imbibitor Lunane to get 120 speed without actually getting some decent speed substats, which I don't. So basically, the 2-piece set is only going to give him 12% attack, which is still a decent boost, but I'm trying to get the, what's that other set? The crit rate set that increases basic attack damage. I'm trying to get that set for him, but it's going to require a lot of time and resources to farm out. This is his link rope, same set. This one had some pretty insane rolls. I rolled once in a crit rate and 3 times into crit damage, I believe, and then 1 time into HP percent, which honestly is better than rolling it into a break effect. So I'm not too mad about this. This piece here is actually quite ridiculous for my Imbibitor Lunane, or any damage dealer that wants crit rate, crit damage, and attack percent as the main stat. Only issue is it lacks speed, so for any other character other than Imbibitor Lunane, they'll probably have to run speed boots in order to meet the 120 threshold for the 2-piece set. As for Eidolons, you guys already know he's at Eidolon 2. Alright, next is Serval. These are her stats. Light Cone is the seriousness of breakfast. Traces I haven't touched in probably 3 to 4 months already. Don't plan to upgrade her any further either. These are her relics. Pretty much the same as last time, I believe. No further upgrades to Serval. Unfortunately, she's still at Eidolon 1 as well. Alright, now it's Ting Young's turn. These are her stats. Light Cone is But the Battle Isn't Over. Finally upgraded it. Traces have remained untouched for a while as well. I probably will eventually put more resources into her. She does get some decent stats, some extra defense, some attack, so she can dish out some damage and be a little bit more tankier. Relics are pretty much the same as well. All pretty solid other than her Planar Sphere, and I guess the Link Rope is fine, but Planar Sphere, not an ideal set, but for now, it'll work. Eidolons, unfortunately, I don't have any Eidolons for Ting Young. I wish I did. And last but not least is my Pela. These are her stats. For Light Cone, I just have a temporary substitute Light Cone for her. I don't have another Nihility Light Cone built up at the moment. I'll eventually work on it. Traces. Relics. And Eidolon, she's at Eidolon 4. Okay guys, well that's gonna be it for this Honkai Star Rail video. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next Honkai Star Rail video. Peace.
Wanna spar? Disappear among the sea.